Welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria, if you're new here, and today's yoga class is a post-workout / recovery flow. So this is really gentle, just meant to relax your body, stretch out some sore muscles. Maybe you've just finished a workout, or maybe yesterday you did something intense and your body's feeling a little bit tired, so give it some love with this practice. All that you'll need is yourself and some place to move, and whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get into it. We'll get started standing at the top of the mat. So find your way to your feet. The feet can be hips distance apart. Spread all your toes super wide and then dig down through all four corners of your feet. Take a big inhale through your nose. Circle your arms out wide to the side and then all the way up overhead. As you exhale, cross your left ankle behind your right foot, stepping your foot off the mat and maybe roll to the knife edge of the left foot. Then lift up through your fingertips, and as you exhale, create a big side body stretch, like you're pulling on your left wrist with your right hand toward the right side of your space, breathing between your left ribs. One more inhale here. Big exhale. Inhale. Step your left foot back to center, reach your fingertips high. Exhale, left or right ankle crosses behind the left. You can roll to the outer edge of the foot if that feels good for you. Grab for the right wrist with your left hand, then reach up and over, creating a big rainbow arc through your side body. Draw your right shoulder down your back so it stays plugged into your body, and then breathe for your full right side. Take another big inhale. Stay for your exhale. Step your feet back to parallel, right foot roots next to the left. Inhale, fingertips stretch to the sky. Exhale, big swan dive down, forward fold. Reach back with your inner thighs, forward with your heart, and then drop into a ragdoll fold. So here, the knees can be really generously bent so that you can allow your full spine to decompress and drop forward. Allow the weight of your head to fall toward the earth. Soften the back of your neck, relax your jaw. Shake your head no, nod your head yes a couple of times to really surrender. Let it all go. The fingertips can be down to the earth, or maybe you reach for opposite elbows. Maybe interlace your hands at the back of your skull. Or if you'd like a chest expansion, the fingertips can interlace at the base of your spine. Then glue the heels of your hands together. Keep a micro bend in your elbows and start to stretch your heart down as your knuckles reach skyward. Maybe you play back and forth between a few of these arm variations, and also feel free to bend one knee and then the other. Shift your weight side to side. Really try to go into your body, listen to what it wants, and then give it that with your breath. Release your fingertips to the earth if they're not already there. Let's take an inhale, halfway lift through the spine, so stretch back through your inner thighs. Reach forward for your heart and your gaze. Then as you exhale, root your right foot and step your left toes long and back behind you. We'll drop the left knee, coming into a kneeling lunge. Bring your fingers to interlace over the front of your right thigh. Now keep your back toes tucked behind you and imagine that they're being pulled forward to the top of the mat as your right heel is being dragged backward. So this creates a little bit of activation through your legs. Now here, maintaining this activation, begin to sink and settle your pelvis down and forward. Breathing, stretching into the left hip flexor. And try to keep your spine elongating all the way up through the crown of your head. Keep your chest proud. You can create an action of pressing down through your palms to your leg to encourage the length in the spine. If it's comfortable, maybe eventually sink in a bit deeper. You can release your back toes and maybe the fingertips sprinkle down toward the mat, and you bring in a tiny little back bend here. This is optional. Only take it if it's not feeling crunchy in your low back. The whole point of this practice today is to feel really sweet into your body. Last breath here, inhale. you. Pick up your knee and then just step forward to a fold. Top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, elongate the spine. Exhale, this time the right toes reach for the back of the mat. Root them and then drop your right knee to the earth. Fingertips interlace over the top of your left thigh. As you breathe in, pull your left heel and your right knee toward the midline. Then as you exhale, maintain these activations and start to settle into your hips. Every time that you inhale, feel an action of elongating. You can literally, if you focus on it, feel the breath move from your pelvic floor all the way through your heart. And then on your exhale, let the breath wash through those same spaces, then down into your pelvis and into your hips, creating softening, creating release. If you feel ready, you can untuck the back toes, sprinkle the fingertips down to the mat, or maybe to blocks. Maybe create a bit of a chest expansion, lifting your heart up toward the sky, if that's feeling good on the low back. You release, come forward, fingertips to the earth, tuck the right toes behind you, lift your right knee, and then softly step forward to the top of your space and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, iron out your spine. As you exhale, lift your toes, so just your heels are on the mat. Spin your toes to face out, and then sink all the way down to a low squat, Malasana. Fingertips can stay rooted to the earth. Maybe the heels are floating away from the mat. That's okay. You can always slide a towel or a thin book underneath your heels if you like. Palms come together at your heart if it's okay. And then breathe through your full spine. And try to spread the breath laterally through your back. So starting at the low back, breathe from the center of your sacrum all the way out through your hips and your pelvis. And then take a breath laterally into your middle back. So as you breathe in, the rib cage widens. As you breathe out, let something clear, let something go. Now into the upper back, breathe in. Breathe out, soften the space between your shoulder blades. Bring your fingertips to the earth. We'll make our way to hands and knees. So however you'd like to get there is great. And from here, in tabletop, spin your fingertips back to face towards your thighs. If that's a lot, they might not face all the way back. They might be a little bit out. Just start to shift your weight forward and back, keeping a micro bend in your elbows, stretching your forearms, stretching your wrists. Claw them out with your fingertips. Continue breathing steadily, fully, and sweetly. Bring your fingertips back to face forward. We'll take a shoulder stretch now. So slide the tops of your hands to the mat. Bring your right hand behind your left. The fingertips are pointing out to the sides of your mat. From here, we're just going to walk the palms, or the tops of the hands, all the way out until the elbows come to the earth. And then see if you can bring your chin down to rest in front of your arms. If that's uncomfortable, you can always stay with the chin off the mat. Maybe play with shifting forward and back. Hopefully feeling a nice stretch into your shoulders. Try to keep your hips stacked over your knees. Soften your feet. Soften the palms of your hands. Soften your forearms. Soften your face and your jaw. Good, and then rise back up, switch so that the left hand slides behind the right, and then walk it out until maybe the elbows come down, maybe slide the arms even further until you feel the compression into the front of your right shoulder, and the front of your left shoulder too. Maybe chin to the mat. And then just notice if there's anywhere that you're resisting, surrendering to the weight of gravity. And see if you can let go really fully here. Breathing into the intensity. Breathing into anything that comes up. Any tension, any holding. Press into the tops of your hands, shift your hips back, and then glide your palms back in underneath you. Plant your palms. We're going to step the right foot forward, coming back to the kneeling lunge. This time the right foot is wide outside of both of your hands. Anchor your left palm down. As you inhale, sweep your right arm all the way up and around to the back as you kick your left heel in towards your sitting bone. Reach wherever is accessible to grab for the left foot. So it might be from the inside. Maybe if you're feeling a bit more open in the heart space and in the quad, you can grab from the outside, creating a C with your fingers. And this one can feel especially intense. And so try to send your breath right to the very core of what you're feeling. Let your breath be like a comb that's massaging the stress, the holding, the gripping out of the left quad, out of the left hip flexor too. And as this tension begins to soften and release, maybe the hips melt down and forward. Let go of your jaw, unclenching the teeth. Good, release. Rise back up, and then let's just shift the hips back and forward a few times. So flex your right toes, pull your hips back, then shift your hips forward. Inhale here. Exhale as you ride the breath back, flex the right toes. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, come back, and we'll stay here in a wide half splits, just breathing. The right leg can still be bent. Maybe it's drawing towards straight. Outer right hip is pulling back, left hip is pulling forward. Keep length in your spine. Try to avoid rounding. You can do this by sticking your butt slightly back and imagine that your heart is stretching towards your thumbs. Last breath here, big inhale. And stay for your exhale. Rise up, come back to tabletop. So slide your right knee in, and then step your left foot forward and wider of your left pinky. The right knee is anchored. Step your right palm out wide to the side of your mat, and then circle the left arm all the way around and back, catching your foot wherever you're able. If it's difficult to find the foot with your hand, you can always use a prop like a belt or a strap if you have one to hook your foot and then hold it in your left hands. Keep your right elbow micro bent. Try to avoid locking it out. Can you soften your shoulders? Draw them together at the back of your heart, but relax them away from your ears. Keep the sides of your neck long. Stay for one last breath. Breathe into your full capacity, all the way up to your heart. As you exhale, what else can you soften? What else can release? Good. Under the grip behind you, left arm circles back to the top of your mat. Tuck your right toes, and we'll start to shift the hips forward and back. So as you glide back, peel your left foot away from the mat, spread through the sole of your foot as you flex the toes. Then inhale to come forward, back to the low lunge. Exhale, shift it back wide, half splits. Inhale, come forward. Last time, exhale. This time we pause, take 3 rounds of breath down the back line of the left leg. Try to dig your heel into the earth and keep the sole of your foot super spread. Toes are active, bright. Rise back up. Walk your palms beneath your shoulders. Come to table tap, and then we'll shift to a seat. We'll take Baddha Konasana. Draw the soles of your feet together to touch. Let your knees be wide. Now here, two options. Either the heels can pull in nice and tightly toward your groin, or you can go for a wide diamond shape. This will stretch more into your outer hips. The more closed off shape will stretch more into the inner thighs and your groin, still targeting the hips. So take an inhale, pull on the fronts of your ankles, lift your heart high, lift your spine. Then as you exhale, just start to gently fold forward, maybe. Also, totally valid option to just stay upright. Maybe the fingertips even move behind you. As you start to fold in, see if you can become completely immersed in the sound of your breath. So breathing in and out through your nose, creating a sound like ocean waves. And then close your eyes here. And imagine the breath as waves, ebbing and flowing through your hips. And with each exhale, there's a little erosion of tension. Last breath here, big inhale through your nose. Exhale, let your knees fully surrender to gravity. Lock your fingertips in if you fold it forward. Find Sukhasana, just a nice easy seat, something that's comfortable for you. If this is not comfortable, you can always sit up on your knees. That's a great option too. We'll take eagle in the arms. So thread your right elbow under your left, and then maybe reach your fingertips back to your shoulder blades, like a bear hug, or you can cross until you can bring your palms to touch in front of your face. And then begin to stretch your elbows up high toward the sky as if your fingertips are being magnetized toward the ceiling. Big shoulder stretch. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed away from your ears. Maybe close your eyes if it's helpful. Good. Unwind. We'll take the right elbow high to the sky and then slide your fingertips down your back as far as they'll go. Bring your left arm around and back so your elbow's facing the earth, and see if you can crawl your fingertips together to touch. If not, that's okay too. Again, this is a great place to use a strap or a belt, some kind of prop if you have one. If you have connection with your fingertips, see if you can press the back of your head just slightly into your right forearm. Gently release. We'll take eagle the other way, so this time the left elbow slides under the right. Go for a bear hug or the palms can come to touch. Lift your elbows up high to the sky, and also notice if your palms want to draw in towards your nose, can you instead press them away so that it's a 90-degree-ish angle from your face. Good, release. And we'll take the left elbow now up toward the sky, slide your palm down your back, then bring the top of your right hand to your back, and maybe wiggle your fingertips all the way together to hook. No worries if not, just find where your threshold is, where your edge is. Try to stay lifted through your spine rather than caving inward through the heart. Keep the left shoulder plugged into your body as you gently press your head into the left forearm, deepening the sensation through your tricep. And release as you're ready. Spin to face the top of your mat. We'll roll to lie on our backs. So grab for the fronts of your shins and just gently lower yourself down. Supine figure 4. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Then float your left toes away from the earth until your shin becomes parallel with the mat. Reach for what's accessible here. Could be behind your left hamstring. Maybe thread the needle and interlace your fingertips over the top of the left shin. Wherever you are, keep your low back, the back of your head, and the back of your heart all rooted to the earth. The right toes are flexed to protect the knee. It's always okay to wiggle a bit here, roll side to side. You can even roll out your ankles if that feels good. Point and flex the feet. And release your grip. Keep your legs exactly as they are. Just float the outer left hip and side of your leg down to the mat. So staying in the figure 4, the right sole of your foot will stamp down flat. Arms out wide to a cactus. Supine figure 4 twists. Maybe your gaze floats all the way over the right elbow. Remember to breathe. And then try to drop. Let yourself be cradled by gravity here. So you don't have to do any work to hold anything up. Everything can just melt and release. Come back through center and we'll switch sides. So right foot down, left ankle outside right thigh. Then draw in, supine figure 4, reach for what's accessible. If your sacrum's lifting, can you try to magnetize it back down to the mat? If you did so on the other side, take some ankle circles, massage your low back by rocking gently side to side. And then release your grip. Widen your arms to a cactus or maybe a T. And then glide the outer edge of your right hip and your right leg to the earth. Sole of left foot comes down. Figure 4 twist. And drop everything. Relax into the earth beneath you. And roll back to center. Undo the left ankle from right thigh. Take your feet up high to the sky, widen them about hips distance apart, then reach either for the fronts of your shins, the fronts of your ankles, or the outer edges of your feet as you bend your knees deeply and draw them to the outsides of your rib cage. Happy baby. This will be our final posture for this practice. Feel your sacrum root. Drop the back of your head. It can feel good to wiggle, maybe stretch out through one leg, and then the other, or maybe both at once. And play with any other final shapes that you're craving, and when you're ready, hug it into a nice tight ball, wrap your forearms around your shins. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, release all muscle activation, finding Shavasana. Legs and arms go out wide. Soften the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. Softly close your eyes. Take a quick scan through your body and notice if there's any specific spots that are still lighting up, still activating, still clenching or gripping. As you send your awareness to those spaces, notice maybe how they soften. And then let everything go and allow yourself to drift off, absorbing all of the effects of this nourishing practice. If you want to keep resting, stay and do so. Otherwise, take a big full inhalation through your nose. And a big sigh out of your mouth. Wiggle fingers and toes. And then stretch out super long. Breathe through your side bodies, elongate your waistline. And then find your way up to a seat, however you'd like to get there. The eyes can stay closed or blink them softly open. Once you arrive in your seat, draw your palms to meet at your heart center. Soften your shoulders down your back. Feel your pelvis root. Feel the crown of your head be light. Take one last breath here for you, clearing anything else. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And then blink your eyes open. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today, for allowing your body some time to recover. I hope that felt good. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments below if you can. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, you can do that down below too. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye.